than me. It should be a really close game.
Yeah. So, I mean, what we do know is like these two teams are the last to really fight for that possible spot. So we'll have a look at a last game of the Open Qualifiers. It will be the product map of Night Dogs versus Big Chips, and we're going straight into it on Bright. No time to waste. And the first thing I see on mid right now is just everybody kind of waiting patiently, seeing if there's any major aggression coming from either of these sides right now. Nobody really wants to commit in until they can't come in on the flank. They will, I think that is Big Chips over there, will actually take a majority of that damage there. You actually see, I think, a bit of Uber cleaning up these remains of these red players here, and yeah, it slowly but surely went to the Night Dogs.
Yeah, it went down to the wire. Both of these teams kind of played passively on this mid, kind of played the same approach, and it came to the bombing soldier from Kawa to go on Hedgehog Hero and get the first pick on the moment that just broke the hold from Night Dogs and from Big Chip. I mean, and the first mid goes to Night Dogs, securing the cap.
Yeah, it's a strong start for Night Dogs, but keep in mind they were the one that was predicted to do this well, so it's really up to Night Dogs to kind of prove everyone's expectations. You do see a nice bomb in coming from Kawa. That's going to open things up for Big Chips, but they're doing good trades here, but trades is not good enough. If you're on the side of Night Dogs, trades will slowly work their way for Big Chips to get that point back onto them.
Ooh, the air shot from sideways.
Yes, fat air shot from sideways, and that he's earned himself a nice point off the back of that air shot. Whew.
Yeah, after losing the med on me, Night Dogs decided to go all the way and to get the bomb onto Brule. They managed to get the Uber out, and they lost the point though. So now it's going to be an even situation. Ubers are the same. The first frags are coming in favor of Night Dogs though, and with two soldiers down, maybe Big Chips can just hold this point, but they don't really seem like it can do much. They're losing people one after one, and it's another back and forth game with Night Dogs retaking this cap, retaking this mid, and gonna sit on a 50% Uber ad.
Yeah, you see the advantages of having a medic there. Everyone was just playing so calm, so patient on the side of Night Dogs that they could just abuse those heals. And what are Big Chips to do other than just sit back and just maybe run away from all that damage? They will try and reinitiate the fight now, play off the fact that they've got that loser's advantage on this product map, and they do get a sneaky little pick here, but it's equally traded out by Uber over on that flank-hand side. They're getting kind of bullied over on that cliff side from over on the Night Dogs side, and they will decide to back off for now, just give them the point, but they haven't lost too many bodies. They could maybe think about doing another re-push in, and you see Polo, he's trying to sneak in, but he doesn't really find a way to get into the clump of it. They're just going to be happy that they can push them out. They do lose Max, who overextends on the left-hand side, but they still don't want to commit too hard over on Night Dogs, and because of that commitment now from Chrissy and Tony, they've been punished for it, and this could be a comeback from the Big Chips.
Oh, I must say, turbo taps. As a European, I'm really not used to that aggressive playstyle that these two teams are just displaying right now on the server. With 3 people are dead onto Night Dogs, so it should be an easy push from Big Chip. The Uber has been used onto Brule. There's no Uber on either side of the point, and the point is taken back by Big Chips once again, and they want more. They're being really aggressive onto the cliff side, but they can't really get much out of it, so they're just going to retreat out of the point. But now it's going to be Night Dogs pushing back again. Again, so much aggression from both of these teams. Bombs are coming from all the soldiers on the map, and the frags are traded. Ghost Tag dies, so did Uber, and it should be another reset. And again, they're just trying to contest the points.
My God, there's no such thing as passiveness in this nation on Bragg. Everyone is just constantly fighting in each other's sides, in each other's base. Nobody really believes in holding on to the point from an arm's length. They're just going to keep fighting and pulling these points back and forth. I've never seen this point traded so much.
Yeah, like the timer is pretty much the same, equal for both of the teams, but now Night Dogs, they have the control of the point, and they are quite happy to see Big Chips try to waddle their way into the point, but nothing really happens. The damage are traded, rockets are spammed, but nothing really is getting down. Kawa is trying to poke on the point, but she finally is getting pushed back, and the Ghost Tag forces the Uber out of Monkey Jedi, but dies in the process, and the cap hasn't been accomplished by Big Chips. Really bad situation now coming for the right team. Kawa knows about it. She's come back onto the board, get the frag onto Hedgehog Hero, but she's get traded as well, and now Big Chips, if they want to have if they want a shot to get into the round, they really need to get some cap time going, because the clock is ticking in favor of Night Dogs.
That looks like the big tide turner for this game on Braca. The fact that they committed so much cap time, they will actually finish off that cap time right now, but again, time was wasted during all that. They were behind by a good minute, and to say they were trading each other and keeping it even, a minute is a huge loss for the Big Chips.
Now I see Night Dogs trying to make their way into that midpoint again. Ubers are quite the same, so maybe we're going to see another aggression wave coming from either of the two teams. I see Hedgehog Hero just waddling his way behind the rock, spamming good spam. He gets Brûlé with the two really nice pipe here, and this could be a really huge entry pick for Night Dogs if they just recycle the situation, play around the hills, and decide to commit once over again.
Yeah, but they just can't really find a way in over on the side of Night Dogs. They do get a scout like somewhat pepper in there, but they're too scared of this front line of Big Chips at the moment. They are down on the player, but the player advantages, but some of those respawners will be kicking in eventually. But now they will actually push them out at this point, and Sam has rejoined the fight, so maybe they can think about making this push back in. It's actually 20 seconds left for the Night Dogs, and Big Chips aren't far behind, and they actually want to take this aggression in to really just dissuade them from making that second push in.
Yeah, they got 2 frags out of the Uber. They decide not to take an aggressive stance, and maybe this is going to be hard for them now, because they could have been aggressive and completely denied the push. But the 4 frags coming out really quickly in favor of the Night Dogs. Like, I think Uber just went in, they got 2 frags in this situation. That's the first round here. After restless aggression, Night Dogs is taking the better end out of the first round.
Yeah, nice strong start from Night Dogs. I'm not sure if you've spotted any sort of initial mistakes out of this round on Braca. I'm having a look myself, and I can't seem to find any major mistakes coming from the Big Chips. It just seems like Night Dogs are outplaying them a bit better.
Anyway. Yeah, I think it's just damage. Maybe focus being a little better on the side of Night Dogs. And the first casualty of this second round is Uber with some stickies from Max, but now it's getting a bit hectic. 3 people are dead in the side of Night Dogs, 2 people now. The medic died in this situation. It's only Uber, it's a respawn, he can't do anything. It's a really comfortable win on this first mid onto that second round for Big Chips.
You did see Hedgehog Hero trying to make an attempt on that medic's life, but Brûlé is just too evasive for Hedgehog Hero to actually clean up, so they're going to have to just kind of concoct some sort of an attack here over on Big Night Dogs is what I'm trying to say. And the scout just walks in. He's trying to his really best to kind of get on top, and they will actually find the medic. He will find that Uber as well. It's been forced out of Brûlé, and they're thinking maybe we could pick up the pieces of this Uber, but they can't seem to find anybody. They will just settle for a forward hold instead. Max is already setting up those stickies on the left-hand side. All well and good. They've positioned this both scouts and soldiers on the right-hand side as well. They actually chose to take the middle door over on Night Dogs, but they're being punished for it. They have to actually force off their own Uber, and look at this medic. He's just hopped onto a scout and he's just zoomed away. This game is just not balanced anymore. What is that? It's disgusting. Anyway, the scout is still trying to chase for this medic kill. He can't seem to hit him, but neither can the other scouts over on Big Chips. They will eventually finish him off, but that's not the kill they wanted on Bragg. They were looking for the Brûlé kill, and Brûlé's still alive and just pumping those heals into his comrades, and they'll probably retake this point back just as quickly as they capped it over on Night Dogs now.
Yeah, slight mistake here from Night Dogs. They took some time to cap the middle point, and now they gain punished for it because they had a really good situation. They got a bit greedy with that Uber charge after getting the 2 first picks, and now the solution was more to cap the point more than pushing here. And I don't really know what the Uber's situation is, but what I know is that the bombing soldiers are going in for Night Dogs, getting a cool damage, the nice rocket here from Kawan to Uber, but the retaliation frag are strong for Night Dogs. Brûlé is standing in with that Uber, and maybe she will have to use at some point to make the better end of the situation. I see Polar on the cap with a really low HP, and Gozak is trying to get the medic frag with this buff from Basher. He gets 2 frag, and he finally gets a kill. That was quite a greedy play here, but it eventually worked out, and now they have to protect their medic. I see Hedgehog Hero die, but Christie in the process just bombed onto Brûlé and got the frag, so maybe the situation has been salvaged here by the roaming soldier.
4 scattergun shots, 2 clips of the pistol, and about 8 swings of the bat, and eventually Monkey Jedi did die, but was it worth it on Brack? They must have used every single last bit of that Uber and just time wasting and just player resource just to get that medic kill.
Of course it was worth it. I mean, you got the frag with the Boston Basher. What could you possibly even ask for? And now Big Chip, they're not happy with the situation. They know they have to come back. They're 1 round down, and they're only 1 minute away for making the tie. So I see Kawa getting another frag onto Chrissy, and second frag onto Uber. It's a really nice situation here from the Soldier. And now it's going to be really hard for Nightdog to contest that middle point. If Sam dies to Tony, but Kawa again with a 3rd frag, 3 frag kill streak here. She eventually dies, but she perfectly did the job for her team.
Oh, another kind of caught out hero there. That is a Hedgehog hero. But the fact that he's down now, I don't think the push is going to be too strong coming out from Night Dogs. And keep in mind, everything needs to go perfectly for Big Chips if they want to get this round. I mean, the Night Dogs to get this round back from the brink. But Big Chips, it looks like all but one at this point. They've got 10 seconds left, and they've got some strong blobs going for them. They can't really puncture it on the side of Big Night Dogs, and we can hear that announcer lady counting down 3, 2, 1, and overtime. Oh,
they're actually doing it. They're doing Night Dogs. They're getting all the frags, and maybe they can actually cap this point if they get some cap time. Don't do a herpy right now. They get the frags. I see only Tony and Uber up, and against Sam and Max. And Sam and Mac, they take it. Mac gets the frag onto Uber. So,
it doesn't end with a bang, but with a whimper on Brack. It's going to be an even round apiece between both of these teams, and that was a strong performance coming out from Night Dogs in that second round.
Night
Dogs, Big Chips.
Big Chips. I think Night Dogs already had 1 minute cap time on the second round, so kind of a strong showing here from Big Chips. Nice answer to that first round that was in favor of Night Dogs.
All right, well, we've still got 2 more rounds possibly into it. Let's see if they can make this comeback over on the Night Dogs now. There's some nice pipes and just, I guess, damage coming out from Hedgehog Hero. This is going to lay the way for his team to kind of play off that damage, but I just don't see it. There we go. There's that follow-up I was looking for. Wow, that is some good TF2, but sideways, he's actually kind of finding these trades, so it's not looking too grim for the Big Chips here, but still, they're going to walk away with the midpoint over on Night Dogs, and now they're not really interested in fighting on Brack. They just want to hold this point at an arm's length and not really overcommit to these fights, and that it looks like that's what they're accomplishing here.
Are you sure they're not happy to fight? We're talking NA here, and I can see that Big Chips is already coming back onto that middle round. I see Sam just trying to apply some pressure on the point. It's already contested by Hedgehog Hero. The Uber is being used by Monkey Jedi. Oh, nice 5 here onto Hedgehog Hero, killing the other demo man. And it could be a really good situation post Uber if Big Chip just stole a bit the situation. I see only 3 people up. Brule is really weak, 6 HP. She's getting killed by Uber, and only Sam now is fighting on the point, trying to do his best to salvage the situation. So finally getting cleaned up by Uber, and all the frags are piling up in favor of Night Dogs.
That was some very nice kiting coming out from Night Dogs there. Not only did they force out the Uber, but they got like a little trade during that Uber pop as well. That's always a nice little bonus, and almost guarantees they're going to win these Uber post fights as well. And they just did a good job of just kind of having them play into their side of the map, and then reap the rewards from there. Uber, he's seeing if he can just get that initial sort of pick onto somebody, but nobody's showing any sign of weakness over on Big Chips. They're not making it easy for them. And though Night Dogs are walking away this round so far, they've almost hit the halfway mark, and Big Chips haven't even gotten to the board right now, Hombrag.
Yeah, let's not forget that Brule died at some point, and so she obviously has a Uber T-Sat. Uber's finally being used by Monkey Jedi onto his demo man. Brule is kind of a bad position here, getting chased by Christy, but the 2 scouts are doing a really good job at denying the Soldier, finally getting the frag by Sam, and now maybe it's the time for Big Chip to take it. Kawa, I think by a flank play, got the medic as well, so this is looking really, really good from Big Chips now, but look at the time, already 2 minutes have been disappeared on the round for Night Dog, so
imagine what the atmosphere is like in the comms right now for Big Chips. It just seems like such a mammoth task to accomplish in a game. Like 2 minutes may not feel a long time for the average Joe, but in FPS land on Brack, it's a long, long time.
Exactly.
All right, well, Kawa's trying to do her best from just his best from causing chaos in the background there. They will eventually find him though and be picked off. They've got a slight player advantage with this respawner coming up for the Night Dogs, so they could think about making the push here, just kind of delaying things until Polar actually joins the fight, and maybe they could get this focus onto the scout left-hand side. Oh, that was a bit close, but again, nobody wants to jump in, nobody dares to go forward, and during all this time, it's playing into Big Chip's hands. They will actually pop off the Uber, go proactive with this Uber. I really like this play. I'm surprised they didn't actually go a bit more aggressive with the Uber, but I guess they just don't want to risk it. They've got to the point right now they should just be happy that they haven't lost any players, and they've actually pushed out the remaining of Night Dogs, but they've got their own Uber advantage now on Brack.
Yeah, that was a nice S pressing for Night Dogs, just carrying the Uber, only losing their demo man in that situation, and now they can come back with their own Uber and trying to apply some pressure to that point. The bomb is coming from sideways, and it actually gets the Uber out of Monkey Jedi. Really nice play here from the Roma, and even though the Uber has been used, the cap is going in favor of Night Dogs now, but Big Chip will be able to come back into this fight with a 50% Uber ad.
Yeah, and look at the minute timers now on Brack. It just seemed like it seemed like such a hard task for Big Chips to come back into this, but they've made it pretty close. It's almost just like a 30-second deficit between both of these teams, and Big Chips, I think they're actually going to push them out again. Oh no, there's a big boy bomb coming in from one of those players there, and he does get cleaned up by Uber. I think that was Kawa trying to make things happen. But that's the life of the Roma. You've got to just die and just make these risks happen.
Even more on product. You really don't want to play solely on product no matter what. And now the Brule is having a slight Uber ad, so maybe that's why Night Dogs don't really want to commit to that point yet. Christie completely denied 3 frags coming in. Oh, the air shot comes from Kawa! Oh, the double air shot from Kawa onto get Hedgehog Hero, completely denying the attempts of the demo man to force the Uber. And this could be the play that Big Chips needed to secure the round.
Oh man, that was a morale-destroying set of air shots. Maybe they can kind of sneak in from this lower area, but Sideways has their number right now, making sure that they don't get in for 3. Does take some initial damage. He will go down, actually, trying to weasel his way out of that flank area, but will be cleaned up, and they've only got 30 seconds left to actually get this point back, and Max holds the line. He forces the Uber and gets his own as a reward, but they really have the health to make these fights on Brack. It's a bit scary over on the side of Big Chips. They actually take a lot of damage, and we need just a bit more follow-up. They could probably clean up the whole set here if they could just find them.
The Hedgehog Hero decided that the round isn't over yet, and with the pipe he cleaned up 2 frags and secured a point for his team. And now this is looking really, really bad for Big Chip. The medic died in the process, so it's going to be an Uber ad for Monkey Jedi. But it looks like these two teams, they don't really care about Uber ad. They're just walking in anyway and try to fight their way into the point. And apparently this is what is going to happen now, because Monkey Jedi is far from getting his own Uber. So, and actually maybe a nice play here from the Big Chips if they can get enough time and surprise the other team. Kawa again with nice rocket onto Uber, and I see the aggression come. Kawa, she just doesn't stop. She just goes all the time, get the frag, and now Big Chips capping 10 seconds remaining. Night Dogs, they will have to come back onto that point. They try to fight back.
This is way too close for comfort on Brack. I don't think my heart can take all this. It's just, again, 3 seconds between all these teams. They just need to get some time on point, and the Scout's trying to get there, but he can't get on the point and survive at the same time. It will be 2-1 to the Night Dogs? The Night Dogs.
Yeah, and I really want
Big Chips.
To Big Chips. Yeah, it's really hard when we don't really know the name of these teams. I really want to give this round to Kawa. The rockets from the soldier completely deny Night Dogs at countless try, so really nice play here, round for the soldier, especially on product. It's now the fourth round even of this game. You can see both teams trying to see what will happen. No really aggression coming. Kawa actually tried to go in 2 rockets to the moment. 3 rockets on the demo man again. What a nice play. Christie retaliating with the 2 frags onto Kawa and Ghostak. And now everyone is dying on the side of Big Chips, and this should be a round in favor of Night Dogs, even though they lost their medic in that fight.
Yeah, they did take out Monkey Jedi, however, on the side of Big Chips, so all is not lost. They could think about just getting Bruley back up and getting that overcharge built, and because they went down just a little bit earlier, they will get that overcharge just a bit quicker, and they could probably bank on just making the push off the back of that. But they're happy with just the loser's advantage of Product anyway. You've got those faster respawns, so they just take the fight 6v6, knowing that they're going to win this out. Oh, actually a nice little pick-off from Sideways there onto Uber. Even I didn't see that coming there on Brack.
Yeah, I think Uber never realized that Sideways was on his face the whole time. What an interesting thing is that we haven't seen a sample on this map. I know when it comes to Europe, the teams are pretty eager to use a sniper or other off classes to try to make a difference. But these two teams, no, they always go running 2 soldiers and 2 scouts. Maybe this is a preview of what's going to happen throughout the whole LAN.
Yeah, it's true NA style through and through, and they will eventually bat them back over on the side of Night Dogs with their respawn advantage again, and just their sheer determination and will and DM. They actually might pick off the medic here. Oh, I think that was so close. I can't believe Bruley didn't pop. Balls of steel.
Well, she would have died if she hadn't used. Yeah, she finally used through another aggression from Uber. Uber's actually is restless, getting all the frags, and the nice jump from Kawa forcing the Uber out of the Monkey Jedi. So maybe if Big Chip, they have to stay alive, and maybe they can come back to this fight when they're 6 up. Again, nice aggression coming from everywhere on the map. I know Product is kind of known for never-ending action, but this is especially true with these two teams. They never seem happy to just wait and see what will happen.
Oh, the scout showed himself. Sam, a bit too aggressive for my liking. He will get cleaned up for a Kara. Can't even catch a break as well. Tries to get on that Cliffhand side, but will get cleaned up as well. But the front line is extremely strong for Night Dogs, and again, another minute on the clock for their efforts.
And Hedgehog Hero just holding the line, just completely denying the attempt from Big Chips to walking up to the point. And Tony is now trying to get a 1v1, but it get completely melted by Sam, who has now the highway onto the midpoint, and this should be a cap for Big Chip. But 1 minute difference for in favor of Night Dogs, and so it's going to be Ubers are the same though, so we should expect another Uber trade, and it will be about who's going to take the better position at the end of the Uber.
Yep, and again, we've seen this familiar story. It's just seeing which one can kind of come out of line and just take the first frag. And there we go. There's their opening pick. It's onto Max, no less. That is a hell of a pick to work with. Demoman going down is a big thing. That's a nice little cleanup actually for Sideways to kind of deal with that flank. And with that, he's opened it up for him to make his own flank over on this side. They haven't spotted him, and they need to watch out for the big boy bomb. And he will pick up not just 1 but 2 kills. That's a nice turnaround for his team now. Big Chips can think about making this point capture. They can maybe even think about taking the fight to Hedgehog Hero if they've got the guts.
Yeah, this time they try to be a little more patient, and they could have jumped Hedgehog Hero actually. He was on his own, but they decided maybe that wasn't worth it. And the Max kind of overextended, gets completely melted by Christie, who died in the process, but that's a really good entry pick. Brule is getting really weak, finally getting cleaned up by Uber, and now the fight is looking really, really messy. I can see that Monkey Jedi hasn't died, hasn't taken a single point of damage to this fight, and Sideways, he's not happy about it, and the 2 knife rocket cleaned the medic and completely maybe salvages the situation for his team.
How dare you, Umbrat? That was Caster's curse through and through. You said, oh, he didn't even take a single point, and there you go. He died 2 seconds later. You should feel ashamed.
I'm just, forcing the situation.
The main caller, the secret for Big Chips. Anyway, they still hold on to the point, however, for Night Dogs, despite losing Monkey Jedi during that little scrape, and they might actually get this pick off into the soldier. I can't believe that soldier actually got away. Kawa is just walking away with murder there, and Sam is just coming from all sorts of different directions. I'm not sure these soldiers can really cope. It's annoying me on Brack, and I'm not even playing.
And we can also highlight that Brule died once again in the fight, so this is going to be another Uber ad from Monkey Jedi, and only 26 minutes for Night Dogs if they want to make it, if they actually want to take the map. So Big Chip, they really have to be careful now. They don't really want to lose anyone and try to take maybe one last clean fight, so they will want everyone up. Max isn't there yet. Maybe they will want to wait for him, but no, apparently they just want to go for him. The bomb is coming from Sideways, trying to go backwards. He doesn't even stop by the health pack, he's just going in. He doesn't stop, but he's getting denied by a nice play, nice free hit from Tony, and it should be a round for Night Dogs and a win.
Oh, no, I think
not a win.
Yeah, tie, Big Chips, Night Dogs. It all gets confused, but it is 2-2. I think it's NA rules, so we're going to play first to 4 as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We've got a couple more rounds in our belt here.
We've promised a close game, and
I know.
My dear Trouble Tap, it's 2-2, so we couldn't get any closer than this.
Yeah, this is banking to be a long game for a Product game. I hope you pack some sandwiches, boy, because we're in it for the long haul. As our taken another trip to the mid, and I don't really see any sort of major kind of presence coming out from Big Chips there. It's just Night Dogs kind of commanding the entire mid from the get-go.
This time Big Chips tried to go for the double bombing soldier, but they got warmly welcomed by the scouts who just melted the two soldiers. So nice attempt here, but didn't really pay off in the end. But at least Relay didn't die, so could be another. The Uber situation is pretty even, and from what we've seen so far, I'm expecting just Big Chips to walk in.
Yeah, and they're trying to maybe just pepper this point with some cap time here and there. They don't really want to commit the fight. They just want to see if they can cheekily get it for free. And why is it always Max that dies first? It just seems like such a difficult task for Big Chips to come back into these games without a Demo Man. And God, look at how frail these scouts are. Imagine if you had the damage, if your Demo Man to kind of open things up here on Bragg.
Yeah, look at Tony with a sliver of HP escaping the fire. Really nice job here from Pola and Christy, completely destroying Big Chips with a lot of nice rocket, a lot of frags, a lot of damage. So maybe that's the situation. You said that Max dies a lot before the Uber, so maybe it's up to him to play closer to his medic. I don't know, but there's some work to do here. Yeah. I see Max trying again, getting completely spammed out, but the bomb is going back. I think this is Kawa in the backline trying to do something. She hasn't been cleaned up yet. She's jumping in. Oh, she could have got for the medic, but she instead decides to come back, and she dies in the process. Yeah. What is that flank from Uber? Completely uncalled. It gets the frag onto the Demo Man and onto the medic. Really nice rear here from the scout, and this secures the point for his team.
It looked like it was so close for the Big Chips as well. They had like some good bombs in, some good like distractions, drawing some eyes, Kara was, getting some good damage in, but I just didn't feel the follow-up at all on Bragg.
Yeah, again, that was really close here. Kawa could have got 2 frags with a slightly better rockets, but that's unlucky, and it's now the clock is ticking in favor of Night Dogs. 1 minute 30 seconds if they want to take the round, while Big Chips, they only got 20 seconds on the clock. I can see a bomb coming. I don't. Yeah, it's not doing anything for Pola. He's getting really weak. Tony dies as well. And Uber is kind of weak as well. So this fight is not really looking good for Night Dogs. And the Big Chip just capping the point while Hedgehog Hero has to press S and get out of the fight.
Yeah, they will have that, again, that loser's advantage, that nice little aspect of Product that kind of plays into favor of what makes it such a wild card of a map. And they could think about just making the push even on a plain old 6v6 advantage, but they still have to deal with the horrible sting of a defensive spam, and Cal will back off the ammo during the meantime. Now maybe this is the time to strike on back. They're thinking about moving in. They're trying to clear stickies over on Night Dogs, but they might get cleaned up, but I'm still not finding any frags. There we go. There's some Uber action at least kind of being popped in the way, but they responded kind over on the side of Night Dogs, and they're trying to follow up, see if they can get these stragglers, these leftover kills kind of sought by the Big Chips, and they want to actually commit onto the soldier. Big bomb from Chrissy, maybe? No? Just Chrissy. Toying with them, please.
Oh, it's actually coming back and get one nice rocket to brave. It can't do any much more than that. We can see that Uber Max didn't die, but that wasn't enough for Big Chip to win this fight, and Max is still alive, he's getting buffed, he's eager to initiate the fight with a nice Ziki onto Tony. That's nice entry PK from the Demo Man, and maybe that's enough for Big Chip to take the point. Sam dies as well, and you don't really want to lose your scout on this map. The bomb is coming as well from, I think this is Kawa who jumped once again. No, she's on sniper actually.
Yeah, they did get the Demo Man pick with that bomb, however, and it might open things up for the...
Kawa getting 2 frag with the SMG, sniper, first sniper of this map, and getting strong with 2 frags, not with the sniper rifle, but with the SMG.
The big guns are out now on Brackosh. Maybe I should say big gun. It's the sniper can really make a horrible game for the opposing team if they play it right, and the sniper is up to his, I guess, sniping prowess. It's really up all on the shoulders of Kawa right now.
She missed the first shot, so now it's going to get really hard for her to have any impact into the side. Pola was actually looking for the sniper, couldn't find anything, and got cleaned up the process. Kawa again with the SMG out of the sky, and she still doesn't die.
This is the grandest debate I've ever seen of a sniper. He's not. It looks more like bait than an actual sniper kind of going in. She's surfing into the enemy.
And it's actually working out quite well for Big Chips. They are really close to equalizing the timer situation here.
Max is, in the meantime, he's probably going to lay down some sticky traps, hoping he can get like a some easy picks or some random ass kills from these traps, but they're not really succumbing to them. I haven't seen any sort of trap kills turn the tide for either of these teams. And if they're playing passive, this is all fine and happy for Kawa. They want to find these patient. They want to actually kind of pressure the sniper, it looks like, sending everybody in, and they have got an Uber charge as well. They don't really want to commit in the medic, but they actually do end up committing that medic in. The medic overextended and they wanted to build up that Uber, but they were sitting at 82%. Oh wow, actually you see Tony there almost kind of making the 2v1 happen, but will go down to Sam eventually, and rookie mistake for Night Dogs. It might actually lose them the round here on Bragg.
Yeah. Uber is being used by Brule probably to secure the cap. Kawa with another body shot onto Polar, and it's a third round in favor of Big Chips, and it looked like the sniper might be the solution for Big Chips to take it, because ever since Kawa was on sniper, Night Dogs never got a single second on the cap.
You must be feeling the pressure now if you're over on Night Dogs. One more round is all that Big Chips needs to take these points from them. So I'm turning to Max, and Max is actually going for the fast rollout, but because of this, he's barely on any health turning up, and he couldn't really find that early sticky damage that he was hoping to play off, and instead he will actually take a brunt of the damage, and the health is just looking much stronger for the Night Dogs, and these picks from the soldiers actually working out much better for the Night Dogs as well, and that's all it takes, just 1 or 2 extra picks, and you have such control over the midpoint.
Yeah, Kawa didn't really commit in this situation. She was just there in China trying to spam some rocket onto the point, but didn't really work out. And I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see Kawa jumping in, dying, and maybe trying to spawn back onto Sniper. But now the situation are the same, so it probably should be another trade, and then see maybe Big Chips trying to get the better end of this fight if they want to get some cap time. Hedgehog Hero just not letting the team pushing forward. Forces the Uber, but dies in the process, and now it's looking really bad for Night Dogs. They lost 2 people before even popping the Uber, and Christy commits a lot, gets the frag onto the demo man, but Sam with a nice cleanup frag onto Christy and Uber, and really gets the frag onto Tony as well. So now this fight looked really good when the Hedgehog Hero managed to force the Uber out of Brule, but then he died, and everyone from Night Dog just kind of lost track of the situation. Yeah, if they just managed to get that Uber onto Hedgehog Hero, that entire fight would have changed on Brack, but because he just gave Slip his life, he will, his entire team have to pay for the back of that. He just didn't have enough damage to kind of keep up that fighting. Yeah, so we've seen a lot of demo men getting dropped before the Uber was popped, so not
Christy jumping in, oh, denied by the Scout. Ghost keeping it well under control, and look at that, they've won the mid fight just from all that, I guess, aggression coming out from Night Dogs.
One pipe onto Monkey Judah. Can Max do it? No, he finally decides to come back because of the spawn wave, but the rocket spawn from Kawa gets the medic before Monkey Judah could walk into the spawn.
Oh my god, on Bragg, did you see that? I think Polar went on Sniper and actually shot Ghost AC. That was kind of just went running around that corner chasing for that meg kill. It was a very, very clutch shot. It's a shame that it still ended with the same outcome. A Monkey did die, and now they've got to build this Uber right back from the very start. And I mean, how are they supposed to get this Uber out of Big Chips at this point on Bragg?
It's going to be really hard. Christy is trying his best to bomb in, but what can you do when the scouts are just playing so close on the medic? And with Polar on Sniper, it's going to be really hard because they only have 1 soldier, so no sync bomb is actually possible. And Sideways getting really greedy, and it's actually working out. Polar wasn't really aware that he was getting chased. And now this is looking really, really dire for Night Dogs. They have no Uber, no cap time, a slight cap time, but they're behind the timer, so they really need to make something happen right now.
Yeah, at the very least, they built up their Uber now. Well, they've just about built up Uber. They'll have it on this push, and so they're seeing if they could just take the 6v6 fight, knowing that if they make trades, maybe they can still get this point back, get some cap time going, but they're a bit worried about any sort of forcing maneuver from the Big Chips here, and there might be a pick over on this flank. Oh, very, very close call from the Big Chips, but they will actually find a scout eventually, and they're trying to make these plays onto the flank while these Ubers are being exchanged. Max will take the brunt of it and will clean up this soldier, Christy, that will be gone down. And I mean, it's still over on the side of Big Chips this point, and 30 seconds left on Brack. At some point, they just have to go in, just not take things carefully at this point. They have to do some round-winning plays and just hope that the risks will meet the rewards.
Yeah, but Uber died before the fight happened, so of course it's a 5v6 now, and Tony is trying to poke the point a little bit, but he's getting denied by the 2 scouts and the spam from sideways onto the connector area, and now only 1 scout up. It's going to be read out. Christie's out of the fight as well, so with 5 seconds they have everyone from Nagdog. They have to come back onto the point. Sam is falling, but 2 people dying. Ghost Attack inside, we're getting many frags, and this is looking really bad for Nightdogs now. No one is up. That's a round for Big Chips, and that's a win.
It looked so hard to just walk into that double soldier spam, but they had to do it. They had to give it an attempt, and again, the logical reasons won the Big Chips the round there, and they've won the entire game. Big congratulations to the Big Chips. They will get the fat points from the set of games. And watching that game back, thinking back on it, Brack, was there anything that impressed you or surprised you during all of this gaming?
Well, the way both of the teams played.